Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to U.S. officials told Reuters on Sunday, quote, "Have the Iranians killed an American yet? No. Until they do, we're not even talking about going after political leadership," end quote, said one of the sources. The officials, speaking on condition of anonymity, said top U.S. officials have been in constant communication with Israeli officials in the days since Israel launched a massive attack on Iran in a bid to halt its nuclear program. They said the Israelis reported that they had an opportunity to kill the top Iranian leader, but Trump waved them off of the plan. The officials would not say whether Trump himself delivered the message, but Trump has been in frequent communications with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. When asked about the report, Netanyahu, in an interview on Sunday with Fox News Channel's special report with Bret Baier, said, quote, "There's so many false reports of conversations that never happened, and I'm not going to get into that. But I can tell you, I think that we do what we need to do. We'll do what we need to do. And I think the United States knows what is good for the United States," end quote. Trump has been holding out hope for a resumption of U.S.-Iranian negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program. Talks that had been scheduled for Sunday in Oman were canceled as a result of the strikes. Trump told Reuters on Friday that, quote, "We knew everything," end quote, about the Israeli strikes. Now, listening to the interview with Bret Baier may be useful, but that is what the Reuters report is. And the language, I will say, is conditional here, and Netanyahu is denying that this conversation took place, which, there have been other officials, both domestic and internationally, who have denied claims by the Trump administration that they had conversations about things that the administration claimed they had conversations about. So could be not, who's to say? But that's what the reporting is.
It sounds like Trump is trying to lower the heat and saying we're still not in it, Iran, and please don't drag us into it. That's what I'm hearing from that article.
Yeah, it sounds like he's saying that to both the Israelis and the Iranians, to be fair.
Can we talk about how leaky the Trump administration always is, though? How is that how this is coming out? Something that high level being leaked is crazy. Have you ever heard about assassination plans, one way or the other?
They got it off of Signal. Sorry for the injection of a little.
Well, I think it's ironic that it's Trump that is now trying to find a solution to this when there was a deal on the table that he himself pulled the U.S. out of. There was a deal with Iran that he pulled out of. Right now, he's now coming to bite him in the ass. Let him enjoy it.
I just understand that. What
I don't know why I understood it. Maybe just to have a hearing.
Hold on, mistake. No. We're not gonna do any direct confrontational conversations. No. We're doing so well.
I just asked you.
I think this. Yeah. We're gonna get it, Norm. I think that the conversation. I think the conversation takes us to sort of your Honor's point of all of these leaks and how there is so much to create doubt in terms of what we hear about the U.S. position. What's being negotiated, what's not being negotiated. I mean, there's just so much information and then contradictory information, decisions and declarations, and then rescinded declarations. I mean, it just makes for a lot of confusion and instability, I think.
Let me give you some updates from the news in Israel. I know the news kind of stopped following it, but there are continuous and pretty much non-stop attacks on Iran and on Israel. So I'm watching few buildings on fire in Israel every few hours because these barrages come usually at night in 3 or 4 waves. So there is multiple hits in Israel. They stop about 90 to 95% of these missiles, but every one of them can destroy half a neighborhood. So some do get through, and these are mostly residential neighborhoods, not all, but mostly. And on Iran, I'm seeing videos of locations being attacked also every few hours. So there's this massive war going on, basically, and the news kind of stopped reporting. It's a run-of-the-mill attack. I think there's just a chance that by fluke, something disastrous happens in Israel or Iran, and that's the only time we're going to see an update on the news. But just so you know, both countries are beating the shit out of each other right now.
Yeah, for FYI, Philip put another link in the chat related to the conversation about leaks and what information is being disseminated in the media. Yeah, I find it very interesting. One of the things that was so heralded about our 24-hour news cycle and the progress of ICTs, information communication technologies, right? Is that it allows for citizens to know what's going on. We have up to the minute details, and especially when it comes to military conflict, right? We know. We can see what's happening, but in the past, I don't know, for the past 2 incursions, particularly in the Middle East, information has been sparing and very highly filtered. And I don't know what that's about. I think either we're going to have a free-flowing information infrastructure where people are given details and people are allowed to see how their respective countries are executing. I'm sorry, that's a bad word, but security and security measures on their behalf, or we're not. I think the citizens, really have to decide what our investments are in that information and what we are going to demand from those who we elected to protect and defend us.
Can I try to put no, it's like
Wait,
somebody
I
else
just
go.
said
Yeah, go.
I just said thank you. I was about to say, I find it funny that I think Piers Morgan even once said this, that the journalists weren't allowed to go into like the Gaza Strip to see what was going on. We were just getting our information from Israel. I think a third party should have been there. And Israel's always seemed to be able to control the narrative, especially in the Gaza Strip. But when Iran is defending itself, I've never seen CNN, MSNBC, and Fox 5 News be so quick to have a woman saying, "Oh my God, my apartment! I've been living here for 34 years." I find it funny that our media, or just any type of media, wasn't able to go into the Gaza Strip and really see what was going on there. And we mostly got our information just from the IDF and Israel. To be fair, Wednesday, as it relates to the Palestinian conflict, I don't even like calling it a conflict, but as it relates to that incursion, I don't know what to even call it. Language is failing at this moment, but
It's a war.
But I think the information that we were getting out of Gaza as well, like the Hamas supplied information, like what they were reporting, I think that information was equally suspicious, right?
No,
it's equally as suspicious as what the Israelis were reporting. And I think the larger issue it speaks to is the death, the literal death of an independent press, right? Exactly. And the loss of citizen participation that the lack of a press creates, right? And it seems like it has a polarizing effect, because we're all, to some degree, no matter how much we critique our country, no matter how much we know our country does bullshit, we're all, regardless of the country to which we hold allegiance, we're all allegiant. We all are patriotic in some respect, and we all want to believe that we can be better. And so when we have this kind of dubious reporting or self-invested reporting, it creates more division because nobody knows. I mean, we're living in this era where nobody knows like what to believe anymore. And I mean, that's a crisis beyond. I don't know. I won't say that.
I totally
but
agree with you, Betty.
I think the only reporting I believe in is
whoever was talking, we can't hear you.
It was single big drizzle. It was talking. Single big drizzle.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. We can.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I think you keep muting yourself, sir. Because now you're muted.
The app is unstable sometimes.
Hear me now?
Yes.
It's Norm breaking powers.
Oh, Drizzle, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. If you're talking, we cannot hear you because your mic is showing muted, sir. This is hilarious.
So Dr. AG is really onto something with the loss of meaning itself and the loss of an independent press. But I wanted to mention in the context of the Gaza war, that in fact, a great independent journalist named Douglas Murray, a war correspondent who's been did a lot to Ukraine as well, not only has he been in Gaza relentlessly reporting, but he wrote a book about it. And that book is called it just came out, Of Democracies and Death Cults. And you can imagine which of the democracies in this equation, Israel and the United States, and which is the death cult, and that is the terrorist organization Hamas. So if you want to read some good stuff about independent journalism, he has been in there, so it's false to say that there's no independent journalists in Gaza.
Well, thank you very much, Norm, for telling us about this book. And the death cult is Hamas, and yet Bibi Netanyahu was accused of funding Hamas. Interesting. But, I digress.
Oh, I'm really glad you mentioned that. So this is another one of those weird claims. Like, for example, by the way, I'm going to explain it to you. So he was you made a false accusation.
I didn't.
So what happened? Well, I'm going to explain it to you now. I'll explain to you why I'm going to explain. Yes. So here's what happened. There was money that needed to flow to Hamas because it was the only government in Gaza and was responsible for administering education and health and food when it was given out by relief agencies. However, the money that was flowing in, much of it from Qatar, could not be deposited in the banking system of the Palestinian Authority because the Palestinian Authority and Hamas are at deadly war with each other. The Palestinian Authority blocked Hamas's use of the banking system. So it's necessary for Bibi to be the intermediary to get the money that was meant to be humanitarian aid money, but which they turned into creating terror, which they used to create terror tunnels and to buy rockets and weapons to use in the October 7th attack. So that's why you were under the impression that somehow the victims, this would be like saying, could you not interrupt, darling? Because I'll be done in a second. Thank you. So this is like blaming.
Right now.
This is like blaming the victim of a violent assault or a sexual assault for the assault itself. We heard this before. It's a reversal of cause and effect. I hope that clears it up.
I think the hypocrisy of you talking about the victims of a violent assault when we know by UN standards that what is it? IDF is using sex as a weapon.
Of course
Are you
not.
kidding me? Are you using
course
sex?
not.
Yes, it is. I can give you that information.
Well,
I
I'd
can
love to
give
see
you
it.
all that information that the IDF is using sex as a weapon, rape as a weapon, and in the Knesset, it was literally an argument of in the Knesset if rape was bad.
There's no Knesset.
If rape was bad.
Yeah.
If
no.
rape was bad.
Right.
Okay?
So you have to provide
This is the
evidence of your.
culture- This
so
is the
right
culture
now, I'm
that
going to call it a lie.
you're trying to. No, it's not a lie. And stop putting America and
It's a lie.
America is 250 years old. America is 250 years old. We are the superpower. Stop putting us equal to fucking Israel. I'm getting annoyed.
I don't follow what your point is. America.
My point is that we are 250 years old, okay?
Yeah.
We are not equal. Israel's not equal
No,
to
I
us.
never said it
We are the
was.
superpower.
I never
We are the
said
superpower. So
That's right.
Israel
Well-
needs to simmer down now. It needs to simmer down
Okay.
and understand who the fuck its superpower is, okay?
I that's a different point.
It's not a different point.
Israel is
It
the
needs to
regional
relax
superpower.
It needs to relax itself. Just because
You can
Israel is
give- you
able
can
to
give
buy
Bibi a massage.
both Republicans and Democrat politicians is not my problem.
You can give Bibi a shoulder.
And it's not up to
Okay. Let's tone it down. And we're gonna move around. Now, I'll say this. It seems that there is a high level of tension between El Normo and Wednesday. And all of my attempts to diffuse it are temporary. So there may be a reason for it to happen elsewhere, but it's got to stop, the two of you going back and forth, because it derails. So yeah, I'm gonna rein that in and move on. Yeah, who has a comment that can keep us on track, please?
Can you hear?
Drizzle.
Can you hear me now?
Drizzle. Yeah, are you the person? What's going on with you, sir?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm in hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you have to go to the goo until you can get together, because you're just going in and out. We can't hear. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, sir. Thank you. Hey, Haitian.
Yo, how's everybody doing?
Everybody's good.
Happy Father's Day. Haitian, did you hear me? I said Happy Father's Day. Do you hear me?
Hey, I said thank you, and I said happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't hear that, but I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Hey, bro.
What I appreciate it. Thanks. Happy Father's Day to all the men.
Was you up on
Is that up, Paige?
I was up watching that. Well, you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was that? Who was saying something? It's almost 3:00. Where's Lisa?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, where's Lisa? How's she doing?
So where are we at in the conversation, y'all? I'm done with my refrigerator. I don't know how big that refrigerator is, but I promise you, I'm really gonna have to talk to the people.
Actually, my refrigerator.
I mean, you
You do that every week, don't you?
Every Sunday.
My goodness, but that refrigerator is getting a lot of action.
She spit shot that thing. You hear me from top. I got to look at every nook and cranny. Every corner, every little piece there is. You hear me?
well, at least you know you can eat.
Out my refrigerator. Child, listen. I will eat a leaf off of your off your shelves, cause child, we could put the lettuce right there and just eat from it, cause that's how clean it's gonna be. It's gonna be cleaner than
Right.
I'm crazy. Hey, Black Freak.
Yes, you are. But it's
Happy, I appreciate you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
I put some articles inside the public chat about how Israel is using sexual violence as a weapon to the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. It's about I think 3 or 4 articles, thank you.
I'm sorry, you posted allegations and inquiries. 0 findings. Please be accurate and please
That is
stop
accurate.
telling lies.
Listen, don't talk to me
Please
like that.
stop telling lies.
Simmer down.
Both of you are gonna stop talking.
Ask for links.
Both of you are gonna stop talking, because I already said that I want this conversation between the two of you to happen elsewhere. If it cannot, stay focused on the topic at hand. So both of you are gonna stop talking on that. I want to go down that rabbit hole. Thank you. Thank you for.
Sure. Yeah, so it has been brought to my attention by two reputable sources that this space is being recorded. This is a warning. I live in a state where I have to allow you to actually record me. Yes, the only person that has the right to record me is Clubhouse. You know why? Because I signed an agreement with them. So if you are recording me, which I know you are because I have your YouTube, I will be contacting my local state government and getting in contact with them because I didn't give you permission. So you have about literally, let's see, I'll give you 90 seconds, okay, to bring it to an end, buddy. Close it up and get out.
He has been recording Amir also. I don't know if you guys know Amir's house. He for the last 2 days he's been recording.
Yeah, we're gonna be concerned about this though, because this is inappropriate.
Is it Thea that's doing it?
I've been trying to figure out who the person
It's the anonymous one. Whoever's anonymous in here, this is what he does. He comes in here anonymous because he knows you can't kick him out.
Well, I'm gonna remove Thea because
Sorry, no, I'm a real person. I don't know who are you talking about. Sorry, I was just listening to you guys.
I was definitely about to throw you out.
Hey,
Did you just join Clubhouse?
Yes, I did. Actually, the topic was very interesting, and I just joined because it was very interesting, your conversation, because you guys are all American. I'm Canadian.
Okay, hold on, Thea. Hold on, Thea, for the Grammy announcement.
Sure.
First Lady, who's Freeway?
Oh, Mr. Freeway?
You know Freeway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thea. Who is Thea?
Okay, she just spoke, so.
Who's Derek?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows Derek?
I don't know. I just followed him back, but I don't know. Derek, is it you, Derek?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, he could go.
You know who that is?
No. I know.
Okay. Well, let's kick him out, because he's not talking. And see if that ends the stream.
Yeah, well, you know who I am, and I'm not recording. Now, my door is closed right now, so you don't hear that sound.
Yeah, that didn't end.
Uncle, it's you. Kick him out.
It's okay. Wait. That's what you know. Can you hear me now?
Oh, Lord, you back in that Walmart shopping cart.
He sounded really scared.
That's a Walmart shopping cart right there. Hey, Dr. Goddess. All right, Your Honor, are you there? Did it stop?
No, I'm here.
No, it's not.
Still going.
It hasn't stopped.
It's a guy named Comedy. He has like 30-something accounts.
Oh, well, if it's his, then you can't do nothing about him. He's a nutcase. I hope you got that on recording. Cool. All right. Who's next? Is this conversation over? It's been going on for about 12 hours.
Yeah, I wonder, is it possible that we could make a room where only club members can come into the room?
Gemini.
House members.
I don't know.
Then that would compel all the people in the bottom who have pink tickets that you would have to be a member of the house to come into the room. Because this is annoying. It makes me not want to speak on the app.
Exactly.
And this is what I was saying about that anonymous shit. Why I think Clubhouse needs to get rid of that.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, well, I already made the announcement. If you recording, they're gonna find you. Okay, the FBI is coming to your house because I'm gonna send them. All right. I have a friend named Trent, and he knows all the people that work in the 3-letter agencies. Okay, and he's gonna come. He's gonna send the people to your door. All right. So stop streaming. Sorry, Dr. AG. But we can stop the conversation at any time if y'all want.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a question.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Because I mean, if I don't even want to resume the conversation at this point, but what I've been thinking about, which I don't hear people contribute to, which I find interesting, is that nobody really says what an idealized outcome actually looks like. I mean, either on the part of Iran or in the Israelis, right? I mean, what do they see happening, and what does that look like? I mean, they expect that Iran is just going to capitulate, or they're going to become the super dominant power now in the Middle East. I mean, from both sides, I'm curious to see or hear what other people believe that is.
Well, if you're asking me, if you're asking me, the ideal thing is that there's a Palestinian state where Palestinians are living, there's an Israeli state where Israelis are living, and all of them are minding their business, not disturbing each other. And the rest of the Arab countries are like, okay, all right, you guys are there, we don't have any problem with you, just live your life and enjoy it. That is what, if you ask me as a person. But clearly, it does not look like all the countries in the region are thinking that way, because it feels like, I'm not going to name drop any country, but one country wants another one completely destroyed. Another one does not even want the other one to exist. One is trying to creep up on everybody else and swallow everybody else as much as possible, even though they will tell you they're not. So they all have different things. But the ideal thing is that two of them should live there. Everybody should mind their business and be on their own.
Well, if they're going to record something, let me help them record something positive. Thank you for joining Politically Correct. This is First Lady CC for the recordings that I did not agree to. I am so grateful that you are here. I'm grateful that everybody has joined us today. I want to wish all the wonderful men a happy Father's Day. Burr, 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 burr. If you can, come off your mic and let's make some noise for the wonderful men. Come on, let's go. I can't hear you. That's only one person. Come on, Mel. I saw you. You gotta unmute. What's happening?
Happy Father's Day.
There you go. All right.
Black Freedom, Gemini.
I hit the wrong button. Nice.
Royal.
April, that was cold. Wow.
Listen, I've got press-on nails on half my fingers, all right? I got problems over here.
All right. We're going to blame it on that. Great.
We are.
First lady, I want to tell you this. I know a little bit about YouTube, just a little bit. That channel could be taken down so easily. 3 copyright strikes, they're dead, and they can't recopy and redistribute Clubhouse. The only person that really allows that to happen is WAC, and at any moment, he can take the channels down that now, that's a strike automatically. Guarantee you.
Absolutely. And somebody sent me the link. My good friend. He's not even on stage. I don't know where yet.
Send me the link. I want to see it.
All right, we'll do.
If y'all decide if you want to group report it, let me know. That'll be real easy.
Now you got Puerto Rican.
I've already decided. Absolutely, thank you.
Okay. Me too. Hey, Dr. Goddess, I ain't heard you and I don't know when. What's going on, sis?
Afternoon, everybody, and happy Father's Day. I started out my morning listening to Gemini about Anthony in Lisa's room, I believe, and Mel setting him straight for what he was saying about Black women. And then I had to go searching for the Sexy Cigar Lounge to try to hear what he was actually saying. I think that he must have, I think that his comments were split, I think, because I only heard, well, in the Sexy Cigar Lounge, it was a predominantly Black room and Black men, actually. So he started or finished his commentary there talking about the Moynihan report. So I didn't hear the other thing.
The other house was in recorded, that's why. And it was in another house.
Okay. Okay. I knew I would get clarity, by coming back here. But I'll,
I need to catch you up, Dr. Goddess, but happy birthday, First Lady, and happy Father's Day to all of y'all. I was here like that I wasn't, and that's it. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Brooklyn.
Happy birthday, First Lady. Happy birthday.
Where you going, Brooklyn? And what you mean, happy birthday, First Lady?
Today is also my aunt's birthday, so I'm doing family shit.
Hey, Auntie. Happy birthday, Auntie.
Yeah. One thing that there was two things. One, the title of the Sexy Cigar Lounge room was No Father.
Hey, let me say something real quick. Do not mod people. The only people that should be really modding anybody is going to be male or lady or please, yeah. People that are modded are fine right now, but don't be modding people. But go ahead. Or Dr. Goddess.
No, yeah, so the title of the room was No Fathers, No Families. I thought that was very interesting because their idea apparently was like, if you don't have a father, you don't have a family, which is very strange to me. Anthony is the one who first brought it up, but then somebody named Jalen backed him up. And it's sad to hear them say that the Moynihan report was spot on and so defining and so accurate and so predictive of what we have today. So Dr. AG and others, we have some education to do. But I just thought I should mention that, especially on Father's Day. We have really warped ideas about patriarchy and matriarchy, and matrifocal, which is like a focus on an individual. They were even arguing about the role of Big Mama and whether or not the depiction of a Big Mama, a grandmother, in a family, was accurate or not. It was, I tortured myself this morning.
That's super accurate, though.
To me. What's wrong with that, though? I don't understand people. I hate when people over intellectualize things. So that there was a woman in the family who put food on the table. That's it. Doesn't matter what she look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's even when I hear. First of all, hello, Dr. God. It's good to see you again. By the
Wait, let me see. Who is that?
Oh, Big Rob.
Oh, okay. Hi, Big Rob.
Hello. Thank you. It's drizzle now. I'm single, so it's drizzle now.
We don't get it, Big Drizzle.
You crazy.
The men shouldn't get, but the woman will. But the thing is, and I think it's just, God, I think people either they over intellectualize something or they have no sense of history. Like even the mammy trope. Like the thing is, it's a job that white folk back then allowed you to have because in some parts of the South it was either you sharecrop. So, I mean, yes, that's a negative image that has been depicted in media and things like that. But there's always a history behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I don't like the tropes, but I don't like when people like, I don't know, when they say big mama stuff. To me, either they over intellectualize those or they just not accepting things the way they were back at that time. Like at that time, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Something tells me that Lisa ain't nowhere to be found. Where's Lisa at?
Tell her I said hi.
She's been off the app for 10 hours and I pinged her in and she hasn't came back.
She was on the app like super late last night, so she probably died.
She's probably still sleeping in this office today.
I was with her until 4:44 a.m. Okay? And I was here at 6:59 a.m. So there's no excuse. I don't want to hear a thing.
Wow.
She is until she got 8 minutes to get her hind parts here. Okay?
Let me see if I can find
She got 8 minutes because she has a room at 3 o'clock. Okay?
Wow.
Well, yes, that means I need y'all to take over so I can fall asleep on listening y'all go back and forth. But I'm gonna still stay around to celebrate the men. Well, actually, yeah, we had a good conversation going on last night. So sometimes it be that. But during the week, you won't catch me in those kind of hours. What's Gary say?
What was y'all talking about?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What was y'all
I wasn't here. I had a morning flight to catch, so I was not here.
Yeah, Mel left us early. Deborah kept coming in and out. She left us. Eventually, she said, "Screw this, I'm leaving." Everybody was dropping like flies. I was the only one that stayed.
I called and registered your displeasure in a message to Sister Wife. She's not answering it.
She might. Bro, you left her voice, man.
She got a flight late tonight.
Gemini, what else was I gonna do?
Yeah, but
she ain't gonna listen to that voicemail.
I know that.
We had a conversation before we ended because there were a lot of different bookings that she had on her page, and I was like, okay, you need to delete this one and this one. And she said she was going to do the 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock is 6 minutes away. And nobody has access to her house because she has hidden all the keys. So,
yeah, I'm knocking on the door all day.
Will knock, hit on the window, throw rocks, and she will not answer the door. So,
and she ain't even answering her phone. So good luck.
Oh well. Well, I mean, it's the men's space. So I was just trying to be consistent.
Wait, speaking of First Lady and the mods, is there a way to tell who has recently left Politically Correct? Because I randomly clicked join the house this morning, and suddenly I was able to join the house. And I know that somebody had me blocked the entire time. Remember? I always had a pink ticket. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yes, I'm curious. Can you tell, who recently left?
Maybe they didn't leave. Maybe they unblocked you.
No, they didn't leave. They didn't. No, it has nothing to do with that. I think they just unblocked and certain people banned. That's it.
So, now you ain't got your ticket. You finally a member.
I always wondered why she had a ticket.
Welcome back.
I think Mel did. I think Mel did.
That used to happen to this account too, but I had to contact, HR and be like, take this fucking ticket off my picture, okay? Thank you.
She contacted Clubhouse, so maybe they did it for whoever might be in. We're not gonna say whoever individual did it. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be searching, but
and just for the record, since you started off your day listening to me curse on a good Sunday, I usually don't move around like that, but that was the replays I heard was crazy, man. Like the way, yeah.
You did a good job. Wait, so the replays that you heard, what?
I wasn't in the original room. They were playing them in here. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Mel. Yeah, Mel. Yeah.
Oh, Mel, you still have them? Well, wait, did you record?
But it was the same one you was listening to. That same room.
Okay.
Yeah, not the first room. The first room, I was anonymous, so I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
Couldn't speak or anything.
They kept going off topic too, and then they would come back. So maybe I need to go back and listen a little bit more. I listened for a while, but there just seems to be a crisis in our understanding of ourselves, and that is very, very sad. So I don't. Maybe in Lisa's room we could have a productive conversation about like our concept of fatherhood and patriarchy, and matriarchy, and like mothers and fathers and families. But what I heard was just like really sad. So, no, but and I think Gemini is very important. What threw me off though was because that room was mostly black men. In fact, I think it was all black men. So I was like, wait, where did Anthony do this? But then I remembered Mel said it was 2 different rooms. So he must have gotten warmed up.
Yeah, it was one the first day, and then that one was the second day. So it was like back-to-back days.
I didn't even realize that. So it was a 2-day affair?
Well, wifey was speaking the first day about.
I remember y'all mentioning that.
And then the next morning, he's like 5:30, 6:30 in the morning ish. He gets into these rooms, so that's usually when you can catch him.
Oh, good. Thank you for that.
So when I seen wifey took his shit the first day, then I was like, oh. The next morning when I went, I was like, oh, let me go into this room. Anthony's in there. I wasn't even following that house. I just went in there because he was in there. And that's when we heard him crashing out. And then I started picking people in and sending them the link.
Yes, thank you, Mel, for pinging me. Most people don't ping me for this shit. I need to know.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
And one last thing is, so one thing I heard Anthony say, which I hear among the MAGA crowd in general, because the MAGA crowd is filled with incels and people really, really angry at women and women having rights. And so Anthony, it did come from Anthony. I don't want to Anthony bash, but it did come from Anthony. But I've heard this idea over and over again. And he literally said all the problems that we have in the black community could end if black women would stop sleeping with men before being married.
I didn't even want you to complete that sentence. Like I did.
And I but it's really, really shocking I've heard it over and over again, but
Doc is worse than that. Like, we've had multiple discussions, and I'm air quoting the discussions, right? Where they were saying basically how black single mothers specifically were the problem, and that shouldn't be happening. And when I would say, okay, like they became a single mother because a father is not there, he chose not to be there, right? And that's been the crux of our argument. And well, you know what? If they would have chose better, they can't make a man stay with them, bro. He might have presented differently when he wanted something. You know how that goes. So that's a big part of the argument too. I digress.
Even when it comes to the conversation in regards to all men that are locked up come from single mothers, are you fucking kidding me? Whether you're parents that stood together or not, that father should not be absent. So how are you gonna blame the single woman on why they're locked up? Fuck out of here. The stats do not bear that to be true, that black fathers are as absent as the men.
And I done went down those stats with them and showed them,
Absolutely.
like, even if they're not there, we've had that. You're right. You're 1,000% correct. That's been a stereotype that's been put out there, but the stats really don't add up to that when they start actually doing it.
And then these motherfuckers come from single mothers. Yeah, that's what I don't get. A lot of them come from single mothers that be saying this bullshit. These are men who are either not in their children's lives, or they hate women, hate their mothers, their sisters, their aunties.
Mamiya is the worst one. Yeah. I don't know if y'all know Mamiya, but he's the worst one. Sorry.
The venom with which Anthony blames black single women for black male incarceration, and he also blames black single women for the rise of MAGA and for the Democratic Party. Yeah. He blames black single women for basically the ilks of America. And for where any disparity between blacks and whites are the faults of black women, black single women, according to Anthony.
It's worse than, like, if y'all haven't had the full dose, I done banged it out with him and Mamiya and a couple others together, where they were all collectively spewing this rhetoric, and I was the one banging with them, and I got called a panda bear, pander, all this shit they love to call me, because that's just my mindset. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I didn't want to cuss today. But at the end of the day, like, that mindset does come back to, like, their relationships. If you start looking at their relationships with your mom, your dad, like, I'm close with both. You know what I mean? You'll start to see where it originated from. You understand what I mean?
And there's such venom in there as they spew this. It's really, it's almost like you can look at it as a scientific project to hear them talk. It's fascinating when you hear it.
I just don't understand, if we're in a patriarchal system, how we can blame the women. How does that work?
So like Anthony, I heard him say, no. In the discussion that was in Lisa's room where y'all were confronting him on the ideas, I think Mel was like, you even blamed black women for having the most evictions or something like that. And he was like, they do. Black women are the most evicted. So, something about, like, black women get evicted the most. And I was thinking to myself, Anthony, did you miss the part? It was just, I don't know, it was just maybe like either 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago, where black women's net worth was totaled to, like, the net worth after you exclude, like, the taxes and everything, that our net worth was literally $5. $5. And I found it so interesting that he wants to say that black women are the most evicted. But I wanted to ask him, like, are black women, are we some of the poorest people? You know what I mean? In the United States, it's like just because we are becoming, we have, really strived to get more education, because we've made some inroads in corporate America. They think that we're running shit, and we're not. I mean, we've definitely made some strides, but I'm like, we're just above Hispanic women in terms of like income level, income disparities. They're clearly missing that. So it's really odd to be like, black women are the most evicted. I'm like, what?
And it doesn't help for content for him to speak about the other women, because then they won't have content if they start looking at the numbers and they're so close.
Dr. Goff, he also said that black women have was it 50% of black women have herpes? It's like, dude, are you out of your damn mind? It's not. He doesn't look at any positive portrayal of black women or black men, for that matter, because if he's constantly portraying all black women as being single mothers, then what are you saying about black fathers? It's just the negativity that spews out constantly. And him being a black man and he's married to a black woman, I'm assuming his children. I'm just like, this whole thing is crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me to hear it. It's crazy.
Youngin says that this is trauma that he hasn't worked out from his upbringing. He doesn't like his skin. He clearly was rejected by women and men that were black. Like, I mean, this is what we're hearing. Like, for him to hold on to and retain such hurtful and wrong information, and to find comfort in spewing that kind of data to people that he supposedly represents. I mean, just to post against what he does for a profession. Like, it's just, that's why he's been on my block list for like 3+ years. When I found out what he did and was listening to what he spewed, I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah, he got so much, like, trauma. It's ridiculous, and he can't even recognize it. It's really sad.
And that's like, and just, again, I'm only bringing it up because I heard it this morning, but also because this Anthony is not in any way, shape, or form an anomaly. These are common warped beliefs on this app in particular, and in the red pill, environment, in the incel, black, white, and others. There's like a real prominent misogyny, among a portion of men in this country, and they have gained like more power, and they are communicating a lot more. It's very, very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. So, in April, like I heard him say the part about herpes, and at first I was like, that can't be true. But I did look it up, and it wasn't 52% or whatever what he said, but it was 48% according to the CDC. But he apparently didn't look up black men, because black men are right behind black women at 37%, and white men are listed at 7%. So if his,
I don't believe that data. I don't believe it. I don't believe that data.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a whole lot of
CDC I couldn't trust. No, huh?
Yeah, but even outside of that, right? Like, there's a whole lot of stats that we can name that pathologizes white men, for example, and not black men. There's a whole lot of stats. Like, we can find stats. You know what I mean? We can say, okay, who are the serial killers in America? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that we could do. Like, why are you focused there? But even if you were looking at those stats, even if you trusted those stats, it says 37% of black men have herpes, but you want to focus on Black women, and then there's no causal analysis. It's really ridiculous. It's just, oh my goodness. I mean, I was just sitting there listening, like, I'm glad the replays are on and I don't have to speak, because I just wanted to listen to the pathology, and it really is so deep. And the irony is that room in particular, the title said "No Fathers, No Families," which is well, I'll get to that in a second. But the irony is, it started off with, there was like two dudes, well, one in particular, that he was really emphasizing that, they started off their debate about whether or not a woman wants to financially support a man. So there were brothers in the room that were like, y'all, no woman wants to like start off, financially supporting a man. Like, she's going to give you things, she's going to buy you things, she's going to buy you gifts, she's going to do, but this whole concept that she wants to financially support a man is real off base. But there were other men, there was like two other prominent men in the room, and they were like, look, I'm telling you. And they literally, it was like they were sugarcoating the idea, but it sounded like pimping to me. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, I mean, you lay down that D, they'll do anything for you. If they're into you, if they love you, they'll do anything for you. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, it's actually true that if a man or a woman, truth be told, is really into you, and they really like you or love you, whatever, yeah, they are likely to do anything for you. But to promote this idea that you should go after women that will financially support you, it was like, it's really sick. Because I was just thinking to myself, like, male or female, man or woman, you should stand on your own 2 fucking feet, period. Like, by the time you're an adult, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, you should know how to wash some dishes, you should know how to wash your clothes, you should know how to cook something, and you should have already worked. You should have been out, whether or not it was McDonald's or a youth center or what. Like, what is going on in this society where are we not taught to be independent anymore, like, at all? Is this all about exploitation? I mean, y'all, it sent me because I just kind of couldn't believe that I was listening to grown-ass men promoting the idea that you should live off of a woman and you should be with them. And I'm just like, so anyway, I just wanted to say that. And then lastly, about no fathers, no families, just the reality of the situation. People pass away, people get sick, people divorce. Like, there's a whole lot of things that happen. So are you saying that if, first of all, who said that a father has to be the head of the family? Who said that? Second of all, is that accurate? And the answer is no, by the way. And third, so what happens when life happens? What happens if somebody gets sick and dies? So there's no more family if the father isn't there. I mean, what is going on? So anyway, that's my rant. Yeah, feel free to respond.
I have some points about Iran and Israel if you're interested.
Hold on. I brought Ed on the stage because Ed is usually in the chat and he has good information. So if he would like to speak before we slip topics.
Yeah, I was just going to contextualize what she said about herpes and Black women. The data that Anthony cited is outdated. It goes back to, I think it was around 2015, maybe 2010. And even around that time is when we were starting to get medical records. Dr. Goddard said it, perfectly in terms of it wasn't disparities in medical health. There is medical racism. It's a real thing. Even to the point that most recently Pulse Ox is not working on Black people compared to white people. And the most recent data that he was, that goes along with that shows that the HSV rate or the herpes rate has gone down significantly from that 48%. He said 50, but it was 48% to around 35. General population is about 1 out of 3 anyway. Herpes is extremely prevalent. It's just not always symptomatic and difficult to screen. I think those are the big things I was going to say.
Thanks for that. Yeah. Thanks, Ed, for providing that information.
Move on my way.
Listen, First Lady, how are you doing on your beautiful birthday? Thank you for it.
My mom. Yeah, I will. Let me see. So it is 3:15. Patty is not here. No, not Patty. Lisa, I'm sorry.
I'm about to say Patty right there.
Shut up. Lisa isn't here to start her space. Yeah, I don't. When I spoke with her yesterday, she definitely wasn't going to be at 6 p.m. because that would be 3 p.m. where she is California time. It's supposed to be 3 p.m. here and 12 p.m. there. But nonetheless, if you want, we can open up a space for the men's thingy. Black and Gemini are here.
The invites are for her room. That's the problem. So the people that went to the room last Sunday, maybe expecting to go to the room there.
Yeah,
I know.
kind of true.
But the invitation or being able to ping people, they see the title, and it still can be transferable. But if you guys want to just say no, it's not happening, that's fine as well. I'm impeccable about my word. So the fact that I sent out invitations and it's, nothing is happening, and I'm on the app and I got this Israel, Iran thing up here, it don't sit well with my spirit. But it is what it is. I'll just blame it on Lisa. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm just trying to save face instead of putting the blame on her. So what do you guys want to do? You just want to call it quits? Or do you want to keep it going?
Well, she's on the app now. It's showing like she's live on the app. I don't know if you guys want to start pinging her in.
Okay, well, just give her a minute then. Let's just
Maybe
give her
she's opening up the room now.
Yeah, before it said 10 hours. Now it just says green. Now it's green.
Okay, good.
And First Lady, it's not blame, it's responsibility.
Oof. You're right. I mean, I'm just saying.
And be honest with you, if she wasn't going to open, that would force y'all to open the room, and y'all would have to open your room. I'm going to just be honest.
But they don't have a house.
I'm gonna start making a house.
We're homeless.
I had a rumor that April's on the phone with her right now.
Actually, can we talk about how this thing started? Like from the bottom? Like we started this in August?
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all done a lot of work.
I got her.
Amen.
I told you she was on the phone with her.
Oh, she's down in the group. Pick her up.
Talking about you, Lisa. Lisa, bring us here.
Vámonos.
Come. Vámonos. Bring us here.
She just woke up, so don't be too loud.
Don't overwhelm her. Okay. All right. I won't overwhelm her. Okay, give her a minute. Okay.